It is heartbreaking how we see a lot of married people who don't have one knowledge about marriage. Most people go into marital relationship with the belief that the love they have for each other will sustain the marriage. And after 2, 3 years, the love is no longer there. Those feelings, those butterfly feelings in your heart are no longer there. And before you know, you start feeling that this man doesn't love you again. If you don't prepare for marriage before marriage, when you get into marriage, nobody prepares for war in the battleground. Army people doing all kind of training, not because war is coming, not because there is war in view, but they keep preparing so that if there is an outbreak of war, they have the expertise to go for that war. The same thing with footballers. You see them preparing and preparing even before they are signed. They keep preparing in order to be professionals. And a footballer, check all the preparation he does, but he retires from his football career when he's 40 years, at most 50 years, he's retired from his football career. When a man is getting married, when a woman is getting married, you're supposed to be in this aspect of your life for the rest of your life. But a lot of time we are not prepared to go into it. If you want to go for a job, you prepare yourself. You would have gone to primary school, gone to secondary school, gone to high institution, do your NYSC. Now you're going for interview, you're reading books, preparing for the interview just because you want to go and get a job. Today, talk about medical practitioners or lawyers. They prepare 7 to 10 years because they want to practice. But you don't prepare yourself for marriage. You're not ready to prepare yourself for marriage. You're not ready to listen to any teachings. You're not ready to listen to anybody. You believe that you know it all. And all of this, I know it all, is one of the reasons marriages fail. And I see a lot of young people, they'll tell you, no, I don't want to listen to any teaching. I don't want to even get to any counseling. Even when they are counseling them, they are taking chewing gum. And 2 years down the line, the marriage comes crashing. The number one thing you need to do is that you must consciously prepare yourself for marriage. You don't prepare for marriage in marriage. You prepare yourself for marriage before getting into marriage. And until you begin to consciously prepare yourself for marriage before getting into marriage, when you get into marriage, the heat in marriage will send you away from that marriage. Or you will be in the marriage and you will not be excited. And one of the ways to get yourself prepared for marriage is by reading. By studying. Before you go for an interview, you study to prepare yourself. As you want to write the exam, you're in school, you prepare yourself. If you're studying medicine, you study medicine. So they'll ask you, what are you studying? You say, I'm studying medicine. Now, to prepare yourself for marriage, it starts with you studying. And what are the things you're supposed to study? When you begin to read from proven authors, you're rubbing mind with them. Your mind is opening to the information about marital relationship. First of all, you get to study. If you're a woman, you get to understand how a man thinks. You get to understand how a woman thinks. Because if you get into marriage without knowing how a woman thinks, it will confuse you. So you have to understand, how does a woman think? What makes a woman feel emotional? What makes a man feel emotional? How does a man reason? So when you've prepared yourself to know that this is how men folks reason, and this is how women folks reason, this is one of the areas to prepare yourself. Another way to prepare yourself is you study books to understand whom you are. For instance, we have different zodiac signs, we have different temperaments. You study to understand that this is my temperament. You're coming in contact with somebody, the person tells you that I'm a Gemini, I'm a Sagittarius, I'm this one, I'm the other one. And you get to know that, okay, if this person is a Cancer, these are the likely behaviors. At least these are the 60% or 50% behavior of this person being a Cancer. You also study about yourself. Before going into marriage, you prepare yourself by having self-awareness. And one of the first self-awareness you need to know is that your parents' marriage have programmed you to start seeing life in a particular way. The first marriage you observed is your parents' marriage. Whether it was good or it wasn't good, it programmed you and it coded you to become a particular kind of person. So if you don't like their marriage, or if it have coded you to become a particular kind of person, you need to begin to unlearn some certain things you've learned in your parents' marriage while growing up, as a way of preparing yourself for marriage. The problem is, a lot of people are waiting for the person that God has prepared for them in marriage, but they are not preparing for that person. People are waiting for God, whom God has prepared for them in marriage, but they are not preparing to meet that person. Just like the Bible says we should prepare to meet the Lord. Women are not prepared to meet their husband. Husbands to be are not prepared to meet their wives to be. So you must be a prepared person. How you should be prepared is not that you're going around sleeping with ladies and looking for one that you will not say, okay, I love this one, or let me just get married to this person. It doesn't work like that. Those times that you are single, celebrate your singleness and use that your singleness to prepare yourself for marriage. I tell people that the best time to get married is when you don't have need of marriage. Yes, the best time to get married is when you don't have need of marriage. Check the Adamic principles of marriage before thinking of going into marriage. Therefore, determine what informative content and messages about marital relationship. Determine today that I begin to read books about marital relationship. If someone that is called a doctor would have studied more than 100 books, 200 books, passed several exams, done a lot of seminars, a lot of teachings before he or she will start practicing. If I will be married for the rest of my life, I need to read hundreds of books. I need to listen to many teachings. I need to take online. I need to go for trainings. And I need to go for seminars about relationship. And at the end of the day, what you're doing is to prepare yourself for the person that God is preparing for you. My name is Mr. Ajarosi Emmanuel, and this is Ajarosi the Great TV.